We as workers, we are very much concerned about the ongoing political rallies in this republic as if elections are there next week. We urge the IEBC to put a stop to this menace and ask Kenyans to wait until IEBC releases the campaign calendar for our next year's elections. What we are trying to do now, inciting Kenyans, telling Kenyans things that are not really, this means that, Your Excellency, even if elections will be carried out and whoever wins fairly with this polarization might cause a problem into our country if you can't put this on a stop. In any country where we have political turmoil or strife, it is workers, women, and children who suffer because they can't fly out. These self-proclaimed leaders of the opposition, they will run away. You will not see them here. And they must be tamed by law. And this is the work of IEBC and our government to make sure that since we are not in an electioneering period, you are busy developing this country. You are busy everywhere inspecting government projects, and some people are trying to mar the good work that you are doing. I am passionate about this request, Your Excellency, because if anything happens, it is us. When this ship sinks, it will sink with everybody. Your Excellency, we happen in our midst to have the managing trustee of NSSF. Let me take this opportunity to thank you for the vision and leadership that you have exhibited towards making the National Social Security Fund a leading pension scheme in Africa that is responsive not only in eradicating old age poverty, but also meeting the infrastructure demands. Your Excellency, I used to admire Tanzania and NSSF because it came up with several government projects, including putting up parliament in Dodoma, police stations everywhere in Tanzania, and also in the area of energy, and the latest President Nelson Mandela University of Technology in Arusha. And now I think that is where our current NSSF is heading. Your Excellency, in 2024 and 2025, the NSSF has recorded double-digit returns of 11% and 17%, making it one of the best well-managed workers' fund in the region. We kindly ask you to allow more workers and employers representatives to sit on the board. Say, for example, workers should provide 4 instead of 2, and employers should provide 4 instead of 2, so that we assist the CEO and his team to efficiently manage this workers' fund. Your Excellency, on behalf of my colleagues, let me thank you for providing some mechanism to spur economic growth of our country. Kenyans did not believe that you can stabilize our economy with signs of construction work across the country that we have witnessed, and improvement in infrastructure and what we are seeing. They didn't. Kenyans could not believe that you could lower down the prices of fertilizer. While inflation remains low at 4.40%, the consumer price index in the country has risen to 150.0 points. I want to come to that one later, because that will be the last thing. I've already little bit touched on the economic performance of our nation, steered by yourself. You are the patron, you are custodian of our economic growth and economic performance, economic protection, and economic changes that we are witnessing. And as I had painted out the picture that the economy has done very well, I know you have something for us this year and next year. And these workers, all of them who went through here, they were indicating to you that this region and workers' constituents in the Republic of Country are two-term.
Life, Your Excellency, is about progress. And I'm very pleased to be working for this government, your government, because we have seen progress. Wachana na wivu, wachana na porojo, wachana na story nyingi. Ukweli ni kwamba mgala muwe lakini haki yake mpe. There's been a lot of progress, and especially in the labor sector. Let me give figures, because figures don't lie, Your Excellency. Currently, the public service has employed 1.895 million people. You've created 1.895 million jobs. The public sector, for example, we've employed over 128,000 teachers. The county governments have employed close to 60,000 people. The housing sector has employed 640,442 people. Kazi Majuu has created 583,868 jobs as per yesterday. The digital jobs have created 316,806 jobs. You saw the CAVs passing here, 107,831. We have more in the Nyota program, etc., etc. In the public sector, the SME sector has generated 2.1 million jobs. The hotel sector and restaurant sector, 1.5 million jobs. Manufacturing has created 443,000 jobs. Transport and communication, 75,000 jobs. Construction, 50,000 jobs, and more. I'm not even mentioning the BPOs. If you add the figures that I've mentioned, Your Excellency, we are talking about over 6.2 million jobs created by your government. Kweli mbele iko sawa. Congratulations, Your Excellency. And I bet when the Bureau of Statistics, Your Excellency, compiles all the figures, looking at the effect of the Nyota program, the Hustler Fund, and others, you will find that clearly we'll be talking about double digits in our country. Your Excellency, we have really improved in terms of progress in the strikes. This last year, we've had less strikes than have been for a long time. And this is because of this process we started of saying, let us talk first before you go to the streets. And so my PS has been working very hard, Mwadime, together with Helen Apio, the Labor Commissioner, and they have been giving me names and numbers to call all these leaders to tell them, let's sit down, don't go on strike. I want to thank Atwoli, Mheshimiwa Francis Atwoli, and the employers for agreeing to that new formula of let's talk first before we go on strike. And I want to assure Mheshimiwa Atwoli that the issue of EPZ is one that I'm well versed on, and we are dealing with it, and we'll be able to finish it. Your Excellency, we thank you also. We have the recognition of prior learning, whereby people are given an opportunity to turn their skills into certificates to be able to get jobs. And soon we'll be giving 5,000 certificates. Kazi Majuu recruitment, we are about to restart now that there's peace in the Middle East. And next Wednesday, the 6th, we'll start in Mombasa, at NITA Mombasa next Wednesday. And we'll have very many jobs where people will not have to pay a cent. There'll be other jobs, there'll be a bit of little money here and there, 60,000, 70,000 for a ticket, 80,000. But I'm looking for majority of jobs where you just walk in with a passport. If you're hired, you're able to be taken overseas without paying a shilling.
Unakumbuka siku moja uniambia ya kwamba ukiangalia unaona wale watu wengine wana impress wewe sana, lakini watu wetu wako polepole. Lakini wewe mwenyewe umeona siku ya leo vile watu wa region hii wana impress wewe na uongozi wako. Na hiyo kwa sababu yale ambayo umefanya wakati wewe umekuwa rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Mimi kama mmoja wapo wa waziri wako, na umetupa kazi ya kufanya, umeona ya kwamba wewe vile ripoti imetoka, economic report ile imetolewa wiki hii, imeonyesha vile uchumi wa Kenya unaendelea kukua kwa haraka sana, hata kuliko majirani wetu. You have stabilized the economy of this country. The shilling against the dollar is now stabilized for the last 3 years. Inflation umesikia iko chini 4.4% tangu tupate uhuru. I think that is the lowest inflation rate we have had. We can assure you as a community we are with you, and we will continue to be with you 2027. Hapa ni 2 term. Hiyo ndio tunachikia. Rais Ruto oye! Rais Ruto oye! Arambe! Arambe! William Ruto
yanasimama pamoja kutambua umuhimu wa wafanyakazi na umuhimu wa kufanya kazi. Tumekuja hapa leo katika region yetu hii kwa mara ya kwanza, vile mmeambiwa, kusherekea hii siku. Tunashukuru sana serikali yako kwa kuleta mashinani hizi sherehe ili wananchi waweze kufeel the warmth and the importance of government and its structures. Leo hii na washukuru wafanyakazi. Tukiambiwa Kenya sasa ndiyo the 3rd largest economy in sub-Saharan Africa, it is because of you, the workers of Kenya. You are the ones who toil and moil in the rain and in the sun to turn the wheels of our economy, to make Kenya what it is. Kwa hivyo leo tukiwa hapa ni kuwatolea kofia wafanyakazi wetu na kuwapa heko Ndugu yetu Atuoli, tangu tujuane nikiwa wakili wako ukiwa kule Posta, umestahimili, umetembea na jasho la kubeba wafanyakazi wa Kenya wawe kwa kiwango ambacho kinatakikana nchini na kimataifa. Tunakushukuru sana kama mzee wetu wa hapa kwa ile heshima unaendelea kupewa na wenzako wafanyakazi kwa kukuchagua mara kwa mara. Hata juzi tu umepewa nafasi nyingine. A good labor force is so critical to any country that all of us must recognize, must respect, must appreciate, and above all, must embrace you as the people who make things work in this country. Hongera sana, Mungu awabariki, na tusherekee siku ya wafanyakazi tukijua nyinyi ndio mnafanya nchi yetu inakuwa nchi ya kuheshimika.
Niliwaonyesha na tukawaonyesha barabara kwa uchaguzi uliopita. Tukasema kwamba tuungane na Mheshimiwa William Ruto, atapata tikiti ya Wakenya. Niliposema hivyo, watu walifikiri ni mchezo. Yeye ndio rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Na mimi nataka nirudie kwa ndugu na dada ambao mnanisikiza katika eneo hii. Barabara ni hiyo hiyo. 2027 ni William Samoei Ruto. So I am urging you, let us not have any doubt whatsoever. For me, I am sure it is two-term. I want us to be sure it is two-term. Is it two-term? Is it two-term? So, kile sasa nataka tuzungumuzie is not the aspect of two-term. It is now the margin of that two-term. What is going to be the margin of the two-term? Hatutaki two-term ambayo mtu ataenda kwa petition. Tunataka two-term ambaye itapitia kwa debe, voted by the people with a resounding majority, ili tuende mbele kama Kenya. And I know we can do it. Na watu wa eneo hii, I urge you, when I look at the figures ya wale ambao wamejiandikisha kwa hii voter registration, as you speak two-term, the truth is tulienda slow kwa mambo ya voter registration. Wakati IBC itakuja kwa round ambayo inakuja, we must now increase our numbers so that we speak even louder and more effectively. Jambo langu la tatu, Mheshimiwa Rais, ni kusema tu kwa sababu pia wewe umesukuma sana agenda ya Wakenya kuajiriwa katika mataifa mbalimbali. Kwa diaspora, nataka nihimize kwa siku hii kubwa ya workers katika ulimwengu kwamba the good effort, tumepata matatizo kwa diaspora hapa na pale. Ningependa kuchukua fursa hii kuomba vijana, wakati mnataka kwenda nje kutafuta kazi katika mataifa tofauti, kupitia kwa Wizara ya Labor, National Employment Agency, na kupitia kwa Diaspora Department, na tena tuta collaborate na KOTU. We want you to go and work in a safe environment, in a peaceful environment, and earn with your security guaranteed. Tumepoteza vijana wetu katika mataifa tofauti. Wengine wakisema wanadanganywa, wanaenda kule, alafu wanaingizwa kwa vita ambavyo hawajui, wanaingizwa kwa shida ambayo hawajui. Tafadhali use the government institutions so that we can help you to ensure that you go to a safe working environment ikiwa unaenda kufanya kazi katika diaspora, katika taifa nyingine. Tumepoteza vijana kule Russia, na pia tunapoteza wengine wakienda kule Myanmar, ile wanaita Golden Triangle. Alafu wanaenda kule na wanakuwa na shida kubwa. Tunawaomba, tunawasihi, work with the government institutions.
Ndugu wananchi wa Kenya wenzangu, watu wa Vihiga, mjambo. Vihiga mulembe, Vihiga muri moyo, muri baramu. Wa Kenya hoye, Labor Day hoye. Kenya is transforming. Kenya is changing right before our eyes. The noise may command attention, but it cannot, and it will never change reality. Because the true story of a nation is not told in sponsored headlines. It is written in the daily actions of citizens, like the 30.8 million Kenyans who have registered with SHA, and the thousands who continue to do so daily. Mradi wa barabara ya kutoka Nairobi mpaka Malaba, mumesikia awamu ya kwanza itafika Mau Summit. Nataka niwaeleze ya kwamba kufikia mwisho wa mwaka huu pia tutakuwa tumeanza kandarasi ya kutoa hiyo barabara kutoka Mau Summit, iteremuke ikuje Eldoret, ikuje hapa Kakamega, iteremuke mpaka ifike Malaba. Njia nyingine itapitia Kericho iende Kisumu. Mimi nimesikia viongozi wengine wakisema ya kwamba hizi barabara infrastructure hazina maana. Mimi nashangaa sana. Wale wanatuambia hizi barabara hazina maana ni watu wanaishi na sisi hapa. Wakati barabara na reli zilikuwa zinajengwa siende mahali kwengine, hawakuzungumza. Leo wanatuambia hizi barabara hazina maana, reli hazina maana. Sijui wanataka kitu gani ni ya maana kwao. Ndio mimi nasema kuna watu wako na upungufu ya akili. This infrastructure we are building, their greatest impact will be felt in the lives of ordinary Kenyans. These projects will generate jobs, stimulate enterprise, and attract investment along the corridor, ranging from logistics and manufacturing to trade and services. They will create new centers of growth, expand incomes, and lay the foundation for shared prosperity. Fellow citizens, another key pillar of our transformation and transformative infrastructure agenda is housing. Through the affordable housing program, we are not simply building homes. We are reshaping the face of urban development across our nation and turning the dream of home ownership into a living reality for thousands of Kenyan workers. Today, more than 273,000 affordable housing units are under construction across the country, and over 9,000 have already been completed, and we are handing over to deserving families. I was right here in Vihiga a month ago to hand over the first 200 units of completed housing units right here in Vihiga. Let me repeat. Here in Vihiga County, for example, 6 affordable housing projects are underway. some of them being procured. We are going to deliver 3,720 housing units, an investment of 7.5 billion shillings as phase one. At the same time, student accommodation projects, both ongoing and in the pipeline, will provide 4,540 bed spaces, backed by a further investment of 1.9 billion shillings right here in Vihiga. Meanwhile, as was said by our good governor, 10 markets are under construction. With another 6 more markets, Governor, we have another 6 more markets that we are procuring so that we will end up with 16 markets right here in Vihiga County. The Rironi-Mau Summit Road is not merely transforming infrastructure. It is reshaping livelihoods. As a vital corridor, it strengthens regional connectivity, streamlines the movements of goods and people, and unlocks new economic opportunities across our nation. Western Kenya is a major beneficiary of this road expansion. The traffic nightmare that has long confronted those traveling to this region during peak periods will soon be a thing of the past, replaced by smoother, faster, and more reliable connectivity. This will happen as soon as next year. Along the route, this road is unlocking employment for contractors, suppliers, and communities, while opening doors for trade, tourism, and investment. At least 10,000 new jobs will be created through this project alone. Inclusive growth and opportunity are anchored in the strength of our economy. The true measure of resilience is not found in a single statistic, but in the soundness of its fundamentals and the confidence it inspires. By every meaningful indicator, Kenya's economy is steady, robust, and resilient. Our GDP growth has held firm above 4.6%, even in the face of global uncertainty and internal disruption. Inflation has been between 2.8% and 5.6% in this April, remains within the acceptable levels, particularly in the context of prevailing global pressures, while our foreign exchange reserves, standing at US dollars 13.3 billion, provide close to 6 months of import cover, safeguarding our macroeconomic stability. The Kenya shilling has stabilized at Kenya shillings 129 to the dollar for over 2.5 years, reflecting renewed market confidence in our country. At the same time, key indicators from agriculture and construction to financial services continue to drive broad-based expansion, ensuring that growth is not only sustained but shared. Sustained inflows from diaspora remittances, alongside continued investor confidence, further affirm that Kenya remains a trusted, competitive, and forward-looking destination. But most importantly, this resilience is being felt where it matters most, in the lives of our people. This administration has pursued a deliberate and decisive three-pronged strategy to expand opportunities for all. Kazi kwa ground, kazi mitandaoni, and kazi majuu. In all that we do, in every policy we advance, and in every program we implement, one objective remains constant: to unlock opportunity, to empower our people, and to ensure that every Kenyan has a fair chance to work earn and fulfill their potential. Through targeted support for micro, small, and medium enterprises, the affordable housing program, the expansion of the digital economy, strategic investments in agriculture and value addition, strengthened education and skills training, the facilitation of overseas employment, and sustained infrastructure development, we are systematically laying the foundation for job creation and inclusive growth. Fellow workers and citizens, today is equally a historic moment. For the first time in the 60 years of celebrating Labor Day in independent Kenya, this national celebration are being held outside the capital city of Nairobi for the first time. And not just outside the city of Nairobi, it is being held in this great county of Vihiga County. This is a significant and transformative step, a reflection of our commitment to reach, recognize, and directly involve workers across the country, including those in our rural economies whose contribution is no less vital to our nation's progress. As we do this in Nairobi, yes, we can do it in Vihiga. To the great people of Vihiga County, I extend my deepest gratitude for the warmth of your welcome and the generosity of your hospitality. Ladies and gentlemen, from a historical perspective, Labor Day did not begin as a celebration the way we have it here today, but as a struggle for the dignity of workers, for fair working conditions, and for just remuneration. That struggle, born in the 19th century at the height of the Industrial Revolution, remains as relevant today as it was then. And let me speak while I am here in Vihiga, that your request that we have a modern transport station here in Vihiga, right here in Luanda, is already in the construction stage, and we have the plan for it. We are going to commit 250 million to do a modern railway station in Luanda, and we are going to add a transport logistics hub right there in Luanda. We will do the same in Nyamira, as I announced, because this railway is not just a transport corridor. It is an economic raising hub. The expansion of the Rironi-Mau Summit Road, which will ultimately extend to Malaba border, together with the onward extension of the SGR to Malaba, represents a new generation of future-shaping infrastructure. These are not just transport projects. They are strategic national investments designed to unlock the full economic potential of our regions and connect Kenya more deeply to the East African corridor. Na wacha niseme, ndugu zangu, watu wa hapa Vihiga na Western Kenya. So we can have a conversation, we can have as many headlines as we want, but it will not change the reality. The reality is Kenya is changing. Tuko pamoja ama tuko pamoja bwana? Si ndio? Vile Bartimayo alisema nilikuwa kipofu lakini sasa ninaona, we can point to real stuff that has changed in Kenya. SGR ilikuwa imekwama kule Naivasha. Barabara ya Mau Summit ilikuwa imekwama for 15 years. Today it is being built usiku na mchana. Hata wengine kwa sababu ya kuwa vipofu zaidi wakasema ile barabara ya Rironi hata wheelbarrow hakuna pale. hakuna kitu inaendelea. Tutawaibisha na tutawashangaza, kwa sababu kufikia April next year tutakuwa tunatumia hiyo barabarani tukija huku Western Kenya. That is the transformation that is happening in our nation. And there is no amount of report, there is no amount of writing sponsored headlines that is going to change the reality. And I am determined, working with all the leaders in the Republic of Kenya, to change our nation. Fellow workers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today at the Japagali Boys High School, Vihiga County, with a deep sense of gratitude and to honor the men and women who keep the engine of our economy in motion. The people without whose sacrifice, sweat, and toil our nation would grind to a halt. We are here to celebrate the hands that mold our economy, the ingenious minds that keep innovating, and the resilient spirit that dares to imagine a transformed and better Kenya every day. These are our hard-working, diligent, and ever-hopeful workforce. We are here to pay tribute to their resilience, to their discipline, their resourcefulness, and their indomitable belief in Kenya's transformation. To every worker across Kenya, I say today with profound appreciation that your effort is the foundation of our progress. Your well-being is the true measure of the state of our nation, and your dignity is a reflection of who we are and who we aspire to be as a people. We have expanded health insurance coverage from as few as 8 million Kenyans just 3 years ago on the NHIF platform to nearly 30.8 million today under the Social Health Authority, bringing close to 65% of our population into the safety of care, compared just 16% under the defunct National Hospital Insurance Fund. This is not marginal improvements. It is a fundamental shift, one that is restoring dignity in times of illness, extending protection to millions of families, and accelerating our journey towards truly universal health coverage. That is why I have absolute confidence in the state of our nation and its trajectory.